If you're someone who struggles with being socially awkward, you may be one out of two types of awkward people. Now, the first type is someone who is socially awkward and they're always thinking about their thoughts and, always thinking about how their next interaction with someone could go. And then there's the second type of awkward person who doesn't even know that they're socially awkward and they just embrace it and that's their personality and everybody loves them. Now, the first step to stop being socially awkward is first identifying that you are socially awkward. Okay, and there's many different signs that you could be socially awkward. You could avoid eye contact. You could avoid social situations. Your social awkwardness could come out when you're in a conversation with somebody. You could forget what you were going to say next, or you could think too deep into what they're saying. You could read too deep into their facial expressions. Some people do things like fidgeting, or you might avoid eye contact. There's many different things to pick up on to realize if you are or if you are not socially awkward. You may find yourself being one of those people who just avoids human interaction to begin with. You might avoid. I remember this one time. I was at work and we were having this potluck, and there's a good amount of people that work at my job. So me being the socially awkward person that I am at times, I waited until the line died down at the potluck, and then I went and got my food so that I didn't have to talk to people. This is not okay, but I did it. And a lot of people, you may be in a situation or have had situations similar to that one that I just said, and that is a simple sign that you have socially awkwardness or you're socially awkward. I kid y'all not, man. Y'all are not alone when it comes to this particular topic. I struggled with this for such a long time, and low-key I still kind of do it, especially when I was working at my last job, because I was working from home, so I didn't have to interact with anybody ever. So I feel like it weighed on my social skills, and so me being at this job that I'm at now, I have to amp my social skills back up because I'm always dealing with people, and kind of the field that I chose, I kind of have to communicate with people all the time anyways. So I kind of doom myself by choosing my career path, but it is what it is. But I know like super socially awkward people may find themselves avoiding just people in general, and when you do interact with people, you feel like you need a nap afterward. A lot of people equate this to just being introverted, but a lot of introverts are introverts because they're socially awkward. I remember like years back when I realized that I was socially awkward or that I struggled from it, I used to avoid talking, and I feel like a lot of people will probably choose this method. Do not choose this method, because not choosing to talk will eventually doom you from growing in your socially awkwardness. So if you're socially awkward, I would assume that you're watching this video because you want to not be socially awkward, right? So the only way to get better at something is to keep doing it. It's just like riding a bike. You're never going to get better at it unless you keep doing it over and over and over. So you have to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations to grow. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people can still pick up on if you're awkward, because if you're not talking, a lot of people are gonna wonder why you're not talking. Are they just shy? Are they just quiet? But there's a lot of things that come with being quiet. So honestly, being quiet can actually attract more people to you because they're curious about you and they want to know who you are, what do you do, why are you so quiet? I remember when I first started my job, there was this guy, and he used to always poke at me like, why are you so quiet? Why are you so quiet? Why are you so quiet? He used to always ask me that, and I'm just like, dog, what does this dude want? I'm literally quiet. I'm not bothering nobody. Why do you keep talking to me? And the truth is, he was talking to me because I was too quiet. I wasn't talking, and that makes people really curious about you. You put a target on your back, and so it's just a matter of time before someone starts to talk to you, and then they talk to you and realize that you're socially awkward. So you cannot hide from it. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and we were just talking about awkward people and just how easy it is to be awkward and how hard it is to become not an awkward person. And so we were just talking about certain things that you can do to make a conversation less awkward. One thing that we did talk about that I feel like was really funny was just when you're talking to someone, if you're an awkward person and you know that you're awkward, because that's the first step, knowing that you're awkward. you can make a situation less awkward by acknowledging the fact that you are awkward. Like, you can be sitting there talking to somebody, and like, let's say you stutter over your words, or you just do something weird, like, you look over and you're like, oh, like, you mumble something, and then they're like, huh, and you'd be like, oh man, I'm just the awkward person, bro. Just don't mind me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to get out of the fact that you're awkward. You can point out something quirky that you did, like, you can make it a laughing matter, even though it may not be funny all the time. That's a coping mechanism that a lot of people use, and that's personally the one that I use. So I feel like that one is probably one of the best ways to get out of it, because you can also help establish a better relationship with that person just by, one, telling them that you are awkward, and then at the end of the day, you guys have something that you can laugh about from that day forward. But the thing about awkwardness is, a lot of people who are awkward feed off of other people's energy. So if it's two awkward people in a situation, you guys are going to be even more awkward. And what a lot of people don't realize is, a lot more people are awkward than you think. Like, there are more awkward people in this world than people who are not awkward. So most of the time, well, I wouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of the times, you're going to encounter someone else who is awkward, and that's why you feel awkward all the time, because a lot of people who you surround yourself with are also awkward. So sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it could be a situational type of awkwardness, right? You could be surrounding yourself with people who are also awkward. So when you guys have those conversations, it's like, oh, no, you talk first. No, you talk first. No, you go first. It's just really weird. Like, and it's because you guys are both awkward. So I think it's extremely important to just know your audience, know who you're talking to, and just know how to conversate with that person. Even if there's someone who you've never talked to before, you could pick up on social cues, like the cues that I gave you guys in the beginning. Are they giving eye contact? Are they fidgeting with something? Are they stuttering over their words? There's certain signs that you can see to know for sure if someone is just an awkward, anxious person. Body language is like the number one tell, so make sure you pay attention to body language. I'm telling you, a lot of people, they'll twist their hair, they'll bite their nails, they'll fidget with something. It's body language does not lie. But if you really sit and think about it, think about the times where you didn't feel socially awkward. Like, being socially awkward is a state of mind. Like, if you go and, let's say you're someone who enjoys the gym, and you know that feeling when you go to the gym and there's nobody there, and you're like, oh man, I'm about to let loose, I'm about to blow off some steam. You feel good, right? You just you go and you're pumping iron, or you're doing some squats, and you feel really good. And in that moment, do you feel awkward? No, because your mind is fixed on letting off the steam and relaxing. See, a lot of times when you're awkward, you're thinking about your thoughts too much, so you're overthinking. I'll give you guys an example. If I was to blink right now, and I was to focus on how many times I was blinking, that would trip you out. You know what I mean? So now you're hyper focused, and I know you're probably looking at my eye now. You're probably looking at how many times I'm gonna blink. So, but now you're hyper focused on that. So it's the same thing with the conversation, right? So if you're talking to someone and you're constantly focused on what you're gonna say next, or oh, what just happened around me, or what did the TV say, or oh my God, what if I forget what I'm gonna say when I respond, you're not going to be flowing in the conversation. You're going to be a very tense person. You're going to be very awkward. So you have to stop thinking about your thoughts so much and just focus on listening to that person. Focus on comprehending what they're saying. Because if you think too much about what you're going to say, you could say something awkward like you always do. And then by you saying something awkward, you're going to say something else awkward to make what you just said not awkward. And so now what you just said, you're going to try to make that not awkward because what you just said previously was awkward. And it's just a never ending cycle of an awkward conversation. And I know you cringe and your butt cheeks clench. So listen to what I'm saying. You have to focus on what that person is saying. Focus on what's coming out of their mouth. Focus on comprehending. If you don't understand something that they're saying, ask a question, and then they'll talk more, But I've learned that talking or just asking people certain questions when you're talking to them can lead to them talking more. So like they're going to carry the conversation more. So you won't even have to talk that much. but just stay engaged. Find a way to stay engaged. Like for me, asking a lot of questions help, but you might find something else that works for you. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been one of the ones that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. I know a lot of people struggle with this, especially like in this age range of like where you're transitioning from, being in college, a young adult, to being an actual adult, or you might be transitioning from being, this age of adult, I'm 25, to, an older adult, maybe in your 40s. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video because it really helps me out. Hit the subscribe button if you're new because I'd love to have you join the family, and hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified every time that I post a video so you can stay in tune with your self-improvement journey. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.